你们好，你好吗? Welcome back to another lesson of beginner conversational Chinese. And today we'll start lesson 3, which is self-introduction. Our objectives for today's lesson is to learn how to ask someone else's name and introduce yourself. Now let's get ready. The way you ask somebody's name is 你叫什么?你叫什么? Now we've seen 你 a couple times already. 你 means you. 叫 is a new word. 叫 means to call somebody a name or to shout. Here means to call. 叫. Remember to pronounce the Chinese J sound. All you need to do is to make sure that the tip of your tongue is right behind your lower front teeth. 你叫,你叫。什么,什么,什么 is a common Chinese question word meaning what. 你叫什么? Literally, you call what, but it means what's your name. Notice how Chinese questions don't change the word order like a lot of other languages do. The way questions work is you take a statement, and depending on the type of question it is, for yes or no questions, we add a ma at the end. For open-ended questions like this one, we replace what we are asking about with the question word, which in this case is 什么, what. So the whole thing is 你叫什么? What is your name? There's another way to ask that question. It's a more complete way of asking. 你叫什么名字? 你叫什么名字? Now the first part is the same. 你 you, 叫 to call, 什么 what, 名字 means name, 名字名字你叫什么名字 What's your name? So the first way we learned 你叫什么 is slightly more casual, and this is just a more complete way of asking that. To answer that question, it's pretty easy. You just say 我叫 followed by your name. 我叫. Now we've seen 我 quite a few times already. 我 means I or me. And we've seen 叫 already too. 叫 means to call. So here it means I call myself 我叫. Now here's a question to test how much you've remembered from previous lessons. If 我叫 means my name is, how would you say your name is? Very good. 你叫. 你叫, because 你 means you. Now how would you say, is your name blank? Is your name Jack? So for this one, unlike in English, you have to change the word order. You keep 你叫, your name is, and whatever name you're asking about, and just put a ma at the end, because ma is the question word for yes or no questions. 你叫 Jack ma is your name Jack. Now how would you say, my name is not Jack? If you remember how to negate something in Chinese, this one should be easy. You just need to put 不 in front of 叫, so it becomes 我不叫,我不叫, and whatever name the person just asked you about. 我不叫. Okay, so let's go over this one more time. 我叫 plus your name. So I could say 我叫微微. Now sometimes you have a legal name, but everyone calls you by a different name. So this is a way of saying that. 大家都叫我 blank. 大家都叫我. Okay, let's break it down. 大家 大 means big by itself. 家by itself means family. So 大家, even though it literally means big family, we often use it to mean everybody. So here's another challenge question for you. How would you say hello everyone? Very good. 大家好,大家好. Remember in lesson 1, we talked about in order to greet someone, you just need to put the person and 好 at the end. So 大家好 means hello everyone. So in this sentence, 大家都 都 means all or both. So it's here for emphasis. All of everybody. 叫 to call. 我 since 我 could mean I or me, here it can be used as an object as well. 大家都叫我 and insert the name that you go by. So for example, 我叫雨薇，大家都叫我薇薇。雨薇 is my legal name, but everyone calls me 薇薇。大家都叫我。Again, this is how you can say the name that you go by. Here's another way to say it. 你可以叫我。你可以叫我。It just means you can call me, insert the name that you go by. 你 you 可以可以is a very useful word to know. It means can or may. We often use it to ask for permission. 你可以叫我 You may call me. So sometimes you just need the person's last name, and we have a very easy way to ask that. 你姓什么？你姓什么？ Again, 你 means you. 姓 is a little interesting here because in English, if you want to ask somebody's last name, you have to say, what is your last name? But in Chinese, we have a word that's both a verb and a noun. 姓 means both the noun form of last name and the verb form of have the last name of. So 你姓什么? What is your last name? But it literally is you last name what? Using last name as a verb. 你姓什么? Now, what is a more respectful way of asking that? Very good. 您姓什么?您姓什么? If all these extended questions are a little confusing to you, you can check out our previous lessons, lesson 1 and 2, to help you refresh your memory. There's another way, an even more respectful way of asking what's your last name. It's also more formal. 您贵姓? One more time. 您贵姓? Now we've seen 您 already. 您 is the honorific form of 你. It's used to express respect. 贵 by itself means expensive or precious. You can use 贵 when you're talking about something's price. You can say 很贵, very expensive, 很贵. 姓 means to have the last name of or the noun form of last name. So 您贵姓 is a very respectful and formal way of asking somebody's last name. Now to answer this question, it's very simple. You just say 我姓 plus your last name. 我姓我, I or me, and then the word 姓. For example, 我姓谢. 我姓谢. My last name is 谢, the same 谢 as in 谢谢, thanks. Okay, how would you say my last name is not 谢? 很好, very good. To negate it, you simply put a 不 before the verb, which in this case is 姓. So you can simply just say 我不姓谢. 我不姓谢. My last name is not 谢. Now how would you turn it into a yes or no question? Is your last name 谢? 很好. So there's a two-step process here. First, you have to convert it into your last name is 谢, which is 你姓谢, and then turn it into a yes or no question by adding a 吗 at the end. So it becomes 你姓谢吗? 你姓谢吗? One more time. To say your last name is, it's just 我姓 plus your last name. Okay, after you've gotten to know somebody's name, it's common to say, nice to meet you. And this is how you say it in Mandarin. 很高兴认识你。很高兴认识你。So this phrase is actually a little formal in Mandarin, and there isn't really a casual equivalent, but feel free to use it. 很高兴认识你。We've seen 很 already. 很 means very. 高兴 高 by itself means tall or high. 兴 means interest, eagerness. 高兴 together means happy or glad. So 很高兴 means very happy. How would you say I'm happy? 很好 very good. You just say 我很高兴 I very happy. If you remember what we've learned from the first lesson, we don't need a to be between the subject and the adjective. So you can simply just say somebody very happy. 我很高兴. How would you say, are you happy? 很好 very good. It's 你很高兴吗? So you have to say 你 for you, 很高兴 you're very happy, and put 吗 at the end to turn it into a yes or no question. 你很高兴吗? 认识 means to meet somebody for the first time or to know somebody. 认识 So how would you say, I know you? 我认识你 I know you. So the whole thing is 很高兴认识你 Very good. Now what do you say in response to that? 我也很高兴认识你 So this is our longest sentence yet, but we've seen basically all the components of it. 我 for I or me, 也 for also. Remember from lesson 1, 我也很好 I'm also very good. 很高兴 very happy. 认识你 to meet you. Let's say it one more time. 我也很高兴认识你 Okay, we've learned a lot today, so it's time for review. How would you ask for somebody's name in 2 ways? 很好 So one is just a more casual form of the other. 你叫什么 You call what? And the other one is 你叫什么名字名字 means name, so it's more complete. How would you say your name? My name is... 很好 Very good. 我叫 How would you ask somebody's last name in 2 ways? 很好 One of them is 你姓什么 Literally, you last name what? And the other one is the more formal and fancy way of asking that. 您贵姓 How would you respond to that question, what your last name is? It's very easy. 我姓 plus your last name. 我姓 How would you say the name that you actually go by in 2 ways? Now this one is a little bit more complicated. Let's see how much you've remembered. 大家都叫我大家 everybody, literally big family, but here means everybody. 都 all 叫 call 我 me. So everyone calls me blank. Or you could also say 你可以叫我你 you 可以 may or can 叫我 call me. Okay, how would you say nice to meet you, and how would you respond to that question? Very good, 很好 So to say nice to meet you, it's simply 很高兴认识你很高兴 means very happy 认识你 means to meet you. So 很高兴认识你 means nice to meet you, literally very happy to meet you. And to respond to that, you may just say 我也很高兴认识你 I also very happy to meet you, which means nice to meet you too. 我也很高兴认识你 Now before we end our lesson today, let's see how much you remembered from lesson 2 by combining what we learned today and what we learned in the other class. Now how would you ask a stranger what their name is by saying Excuse me, may I ask what your name is? It's quite a long sentence, but it should be 打扰一下 Excuse me. 请问 may I ask 你叫什么 or 你叫什么名字 Did you get it right? Okay, so we've learned a lot today, and let's have a practice conversation. I will say a line and give you a moment to respond before I tell you the answer. Okay, first one. 您好，您贵姓? So I'm using the respectful way of saying hi to someone and asking for their last name. To answer that, you could just say 我姓 plus your last name. 我姓. Okay, my second question. 你叫什么名字? Now I want you to answer this question in the most complete way that you can. 很好, very good. 我叫 plus your name. And if you have a name that you go by, you can say 大家都叫我 blank. Or 你可以叫我 blank. For example, 我叫雨薇，大家都叫我薇薇。My name is Yu Wei, and I go by Wei Wei. Next question is, 你姓谢吗? I hope you understood what I was asking. I was asking, your last name is Xie, yes or no? So is your last name Xie? So if it is, you would say, 我姓谢, my last name is Xie. If it's not, 我不姓谢. Remember 不 for negation? My last name is not Xie. So in Chinese, frequently we don't have to say yes or no when we answer a yes or no question. We just negate it with the verb. So if your last name is Xie, you say 我姓谢, or you could say 我不姓谢. Last one, 很高兴认识你. Yep, you just say 我也很高兴认识你. Nice to meet you too. Thank you so much for being with me today. 谢谢你. I'll see you in our next lesson. 再见.